Hey everyone, Ben from TAFE. Hope your weekend is coming at you really fast and it'll be there before you know it. To help get you there, I've been wanting to do this little video for a while. It's a quick, dirty street fighting Photoshop technique that helps your photos out when you don't have a lot of time to spend on them and you've got an angry editor breathing over your shoulder and they want their pictures now and you want to give them to them now, but you also, as a really good photographer, want to give them that professional edge. Full disclosure, some photographers won't like this because it's destructive to a bit of pixels, and it sort of skews this pop-up screen. Let me just cancel that. If it doesn't show up, I'm sorry. Big Wi-Fi. Do you want to join the TAFE Wi-Fi? Just popped up. No, I don't. I want to talk to you guys. So, it is a little bit destructive. It is a little bit wasteful of some pixels, and I'm speaking from a newspaper background again. Who cares? It looks good and I like it. Alright, so starting off here, we have a photo of a cat sitting in a driveway. He happens to be my cat and that happens to be my driveway. But this photo did get a run in the newspaper a couple of years back. So, alright. The first trick is edit your picture as normal, how you would, levels, curves, dodge, burn, all that kind of stuff. Get that done, get it happy, and do it quick. And I'm not going to lie, sometimes when you boost levels or when you boost curves, colors start to go a bit funny. This photo is pretty good. I've just done my levels and curves and stuff prior to this, and it looks alright. But sometimes, when you boost levels, reds start to just look a bit unattractive. Maybe you shot under fluoro lights and you need to do some work to pull those greens out. If you want to do that work and pull those greens out by going into, your image adjustments, hue saturation, channel mixer, any of that kind of stuff, you're welcome to. But that takes time and that takes energy, and sometimes you don't have either of those. And this is a cool little technique that knocks those things down, gives your photos a bit of sort of gritty pop, and it also sharpens them a bit. Alright, so just stay with me. What we want to do is duplicate the layer. So layer, duplicate. Hang on, let's do it this way. Control Apple J. So layer via copy. And then I go Command, Shift U, desaturates. And then, so you can do these via the menu or you can do them via the shortcuts, Command and Shift and all that kind of stuff. Then where the fun happens is we go into Filter, we go into Other, we go into High Pass, yeah? Sort of two ways you can go about it from here. The way I first learnt off, anyway, I won't go into that. The way I first learned it off a very wise man was to sort of roughly match your radius here to the amount of megapixels your camera outputs. So what did I shoot this on? I think it was a Canon 1D Mark IV. It might have been my Olympus OMD, but I think it was the Canon, and that's a roughly 16 megapixel sensor. So if we leave it about there, that's kind of cool. Hit OK. It's going to churn that out. Here we go. So now we've got two layers, yeah? Next thing I do is I blend it using either hard light or soft light. Nearly always use hard light. And then what you get is this really contrasty, really gritty photo. At the minute, the effect is way too much for my taste, for my newspaper's taste. So what I just do is just drop the opacity, usually around somewhere about the 20 to 30 somewhere. Looks kind of cool. And we'll just go before and after. And basically what this technique has done is punch contrast, increase sharpness, and even though this photo isn't a great demonstrator of poor colour, it sort of evens out those sort of mackie tones and, does a bit of dodge and burning for you in the way the effect applies itself. See what I mean? Like, it's sort of, these bits here have sort of lost that middle tone, and they've sort of gone to that darker, lighter extreme. That's a kind of nice way to apply this tool. Another way, and which I'm kind of enjoying it lately, I learnt a variation of it, is when you go, so we go Command J, Command Shift U to desaturate it, and then we go up to Filter, go to High Pass. Now this other technique I learnt, instead of having that pop-ups back again, I hope you can see this, because otherwise it's going to be just like a ghost pop-up. Anyway, trust me, it's there. I'm not crazy. Okay, now, instead of using a radius similar to the amount of megapixels your camera outputs, I've been playing with dropping it really sort of low and fine, like this. Hitting OK. Doing our hard light blend, and then at 100%, like, the effect is really, let me zoom in. Just using Command plus and minus there, that's too far. Let's get it back to 100%. Here we go. So layer on, layer off, layer on, layer off, layer on, layer off. Sorry, I'm starting to sound like Homer Simpson. If you have it at 100% opacity, all well and good. If you like the look of it, stop there, don't go any further. But sometimes if you drop it down a bit, it becomes really subtle. Yeah. Then duplicate the layer, and I'm sure there's a shortcut for it, but I'm just keyboard shortcut, but I'm just totally blanking on it in my brain, and I apologize for that. And then, so the more you duplicate the layer, so I'm just doing it with the right clicky kind of thing, but the more you duplicate the layer at that low intensity, the more you can sort of finesse it. And even though you're probably, by the time you're doing your maths with your opacity and your lower radius, you're probably getting a similar strength of effect when you're just doing the big, huge high pass in the one slap. But this is such a subtle and more different sharpening effect to the shot before. And I think it's just because it's different, but I'm enjoying it a lot more. And the sharp, it sort of loses that coarseness that the other, the single high pass at a high passness. If you go the full on hardcore strength one versus the softly but repeated many times, they both have two different qualities, and I can't quite decide which one I like better. I just know that I like them both, and different photos are going to lend themselves to different ways. For example, where I really like to use where I really like to go back, and let's kill all those, and do let me just get up here, high pass. We'll do this one more time. When I like to have my pixels up really quite high, say somewhere there, it's going to churn through. Hard light. You can mix between hard and soft light. I generally just use the hard light. Drop this opacity down to somewhere there. See, it's a different look. It's a good look, but it's a different look. People with, faces with a lot of lines in them, weathered faces, or hands with a lot of wrinkles, or just life in them. Mate, you do this, you apply that, and you crank this up, and those lines and stuff really just kind of, and they just come to life, and they just look really good. Anyway, I've taken a really long time to explain that, and I'm sorry for that. The guts of it is you do any adjustments you can before your boss over your shoulder gets cranky. Finish it off with a Command J, Command Shift U, Command F if your filter is currently set to high pass. If not, jump into filter, other high pass, go from there. And that'll do a lot of your color correction, a lot of your dodge and burning, and a lot of your sharpness by default in one quick little dirty street fighting move. Hope you liked it. I encourage you to experiment with it. If you don't like it, no harm done. If you do like it, like I did when I was taught it, I think you'll get a fair bit out of it. Alright, cool. Have a good one. See you around. Bye.